What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here. Delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. Again, that's DELARROZ.com. Down in the description below, you can grab the link to my newsletter, sign up, and get a free graphic novel. If you're interested in a female superhero, you'll get that graphic novel, Flying Sparks. And I guarantee you it will be much better than this Zorro gender-swapped series is going to be, for the reasons I'll get into shortly. But mine is not cringy. It's just a good female character and was designed to be a female character. So let's get into the story today from Bounding Into Comics. Thank you, Bounding Into Comics, for being one of the best entertainment news groups out there. I guess NBC is going to be putting out a gender-swapped Zorro series with a focus on social justice. Oh, joy. So this is the standard for what happens today. They take a male character who's extremely popular and they take a female and just throw her into the role anyway. Of course, they're calling, they used to call it like Lady Zorro, or, this is nothing new, right? They've always tried to capitalize off brands before. Supergirl was a Superman derivative, Batgirl's a Batman derivative, but it wasn't meant to be a social cause at the time. So what happens now when they do this, they try to erase the main character and they'll just call this character Zorro as if this was it, even though it should be Zorra because it should be a female fox. But whatever. That's how Spanish language works. But not to the stunning and brave people who, refer to Spanish people as Latinx, well, that's another story. Oh my gosh, I can't even think straight when I hear that word. Okay. So what is this? And I guess they're going to focus it on social justice because everything has to focus on social justice, which means this show is going to be absolutely boring and absolutely not that interesting. Anyway, take that, patriarchy. Of course. But again, this has already been done. We've got comics of this Lady Zorro. I've read these. They're actually not horrible, but they're not great either. We've had Catherine Zeta-Jones do her deal in the Zorro movie because we always have to have the strongest of the strong female leads at this point. And no matter what it is, it has to be a strong female lead. But of course, they're never going to find an audience because nobody wants to watch this because it's been done so many times. It's not even interesting. And I'll get into the fact that a Lady Zorro was even done before, these social justice times a long time ago in a non-cringy way. But again, we'll get to that in a second. But it's never enough for the crowd that they want to appeal to. They're going to say that this is transphobic or it's homophobic or whatever, unless they throw all that in there also, in which case you just have a train wreck of a show that is impossible to get behind. I was, it always reminds me of Supergirl when they launched it on CBS. The first season was a beautiful thing where, it was just the character of Supergirl. They brought in a lot of the characters from Superman's past. They did a couple silly things like, casting a black Jimmy Olsen and things like that. And of course, the Cat Grant character always made these little long-winded speeches about, being a woman in the workplace or whatever. But beyond that, it wasn't all that annoying. You just got a regular show where it was, the monster of the week, and Supergirl had to deal with things. She had to deal with her emotions, which is a normal woman thing. She had to deal with, trying to balance work and superheroing and all that. It was all right. And then it got into season 2 and it pushed the social justice focus and it became a completely unwatchable train wreck. And of course, the ratings dropped. Thusly, nobody wants to watch it. So they're trying to court this audience that isn't there, as always. But I don't know that the profit motive matters to these people in the industry at this point. They're just going to keep repeating this stuff over and over and over again until they just destroy the concept of every hero that we have out there. That's the goal at the end of the day, because if there are no heroes, we have a truly egalitarian communist society where nothing is good. Anything can be good as long as the state says so, as long as the media says so. Obey, consume. And that's kind of their goal at this point. It's really sad to watch. Anyway, I want to draw some attention to this movie from 1944, which is a great alternative to this if you want a female type of Zorro. It's called Zorro's Black Whip. I've got the DVD of this. It's actually up for free on YouTube. This is an interesting situation where they pretty much made Zorro as a female. And she was actually in the Northwest of the United States. She actually wasn't... she wasn't Hispanic, nothing. It was just a woman, and she called herself the Black Whip. They threw the name Zorro on there, incidentally enough, just because Zorro was a good marketing technique, and they had the rights to the name Zorro, so they just wanted to go for it and put that on there. It's a really good movie. It does justice to the concept of Zorro. It isn't cringy. The way that the woman acts is very womanly, and it is just an excellent film that's totally worth watching. It's public domain also. So I've toyed with the idea of doing a Black Whip, either prose serial or comic or something like that. Maybe I'll do that down the line. I don't know. But it's something that is worth your time compared to this nonsense, which is going to just be horrible. It's going to be much worse than the pictured big boobed gal here. I can tell you that right now. It's not a good image for this, because this actually isn't all that bad. Oh well, that's what we got these days. That's where the culture's going. You know, I just hope we can get back to a spot where people actually just make films for the sake of making films again. Try to use brands to actually get an audience, and try to use brands to make something interesting that honors the actual property that it's based upon, instead of trying to tear it down and deconstruct it and destroy it. But that's why we have to make our own new properties, as you know, and that's what I'm doing on my front. So please back the book, support them. I'll put this link in the description below. If you're a fan of Zorro and all that, I think you might dig for Steam and Country. This is a storyline which is all about just going out and doing what's right and protecting your people against evil tyrants. And that's kind of what the original Zorro was about. And this really probably does honor to it much better than the current NBC story is. So you can get this right here. You can just go to check out the first book pretty easily. I'll send you a signed book, and you can go, boom, steampunk novel for Steam and Country. And it goes all the way down. The Steam Knight, by the way, if you want a male lead character, he's a background character in the book. So I gave him his own spin-off series here. You can read this pretty much without the others, but I think it's better if you read for Steam and Country first. So a little something for everybody. That's what we try to do here. And we try to create properties which are actually promoting real heroic values, promoting truth, justice, and the American way. And I hope you'll support that and support the channel. Thanks a lot, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think Lady Zorro is going to be. I'm sorry, I bet you it won't even be called Lady Zorro. It'll just be called Zorro, right? Or maybe ZorrX. ZorrX. That'd be the stunning and bravest way to do this, after all. Get rid of that evil Spanish language gender. Hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys soon.